Hello again, and welcome to another edition of This Week in Wabash. We've got more news from Metropolitan School District. We're going to find out about Metro North and Sharp Creek's social worker, new one, Callie Montz. We'll meet her in just a little bit. We'll also talk to Bev Ferry. In fact, we're going to start off the show with a new segment that we'll do every week right here on This Week in Wabash, and that's talk about living well in Wabash County. We'll check in with the mayor at the very end of the broadcast and the latest on the COVID-19 vaccines. Plus, we will have some fun with Andrea from Wabash Marketplace downtown. Wait till you see some of the new things happening in downtown Wabash. So sit back and enjoy another This Week in Wabash. Well, on This Week in Wabash, we've got a special treat, and we're going to have a special treat each week because I do believe that we want to let all of the senior folks in the Wabash County area let them know what's happening. And this is just another avenue for us to do that with a show that we've been doing ever since the COVID situation. I think we started This Week in Wabash in May. We have not missed 1 week, and so hopefully we'll get some information from you, Beverly Ferry, from Living Well in Wabash every week. So this week, the first segment that we're going to do, I just want to talk about where you guys are with transportation because of COVID. Just what are you doing at the center right now?
So when COVID hit, our facility, Winchester Senior Center, closed its doors to the public, but we never stopped serving seniors. So public transportation it runs the same hours as it had, a year ago prior to COVID. The rates are the same. All that's the same, except that when you get on the bus, your temperature is scanned. You're given a dollop of hand sanitizer, and you can't sit in. You're limited as to which seats you can sit in because we've got them. The seats are too close together, marked off. If you come with a family member, you can sit together, but otherwise, we're going to put you in the bus and, you might pick from one or two seats.
No snuggling if you're not a member of your family. Okay.
Well, I think I'd like to discourage that anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I got you. All right. How about in the center then? Do you have any activities going on in the center?
Oh, yes. Lunch is served daily, but it's a carryout. It's a pickup. Okay. You don't enter the building. You don't get out of your car. We have, everything is collaboration.
Okay.
You just don't do anything by yourself. Area 5 Agency and Community Services out of Logansport contract with us, and they provide the senior meal. And that has been happening ever since the center opened 25 years ago. So it's been a long-standing collaboration, and it's been a really good one for the seniors of Wabash County. So, and if someone wants to do that, they just call us, the 260-563-4475 number, and talk. It's an age 60 or 60 plus, but it's not income based.
Boy, I'm getting there. I'm getting there, Bev.
Hey, I passed it.
Oh, okay. All right. And during this show each week, we're going to feature one of the activities that you guys have. But just real quick before we take a break, you do some things online, like I've seen maybe a little exercise stuff with MJ. Yes. and maybe some speeches from some other folks.
We have presentations. We've done everything from history to yesterday. It was managing stress and changing your challenges into blessings. And it was with Mindy Mays. She's the extension educator from Purdue for our area. She's excellent. And so she gave the talk, and we're going to then carry on with that. In other words, she had handouts, some information. We'll be putting that in our newsletter. We're going to post it on our Facebook. So, you're going to be able to see it in different ways. For others, and then the videos are then shared on our Facebook page, so someone can do MJ's exercise class anytime.
Now, what is the Facebook page?
Living Well in Wabash County at Assisting Wabash County.
Okay. Living Well at Wabash County at Living Well Wabash County at assisting Wabash. Okay, got it. I'll look it up and I'll post that post-production on this show.
Okay.
All right, very good. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back because Valentine's Day is coming up. There's love in the air, and there's a lot of great spirit. We're going to talk about that thing that we've been hearing about on the radio in just a couple of minutes on This Week in Wabash.
Well, today at MSD of Wabash County, we have with us Miss Callie Montz, and Callie has just started, and she is a social worker at Metro North Elementary and also at Sharp Creek Elementary. But let's go back to a little bit of background before I ask you a question.
Yeah.
I actually was the principal at Northfield Junior Senior High School and had the opportunity and privilege to give you your diploma, and I think that was in 2013. We talked about that.
Yeah.
So you've done some different things, and now you're coming back, and you're coming to MSD of Wabash. And I also heard that you have are engaged now.
Yes, yeah. So I'm engaged to another Northfield graduate. He was before your time, 2011, Tyler Baker. Funny, we met riding the school bus together. So that's how we met. And then we just reconnected and have been dating for 2 years, and we're getting married in June. So yeah.
Okay.
It's exciting.
Very exciting. And we talk
Yeah.
about bus drivers, and we talk about how, they're the first ones that greet the students. And
Yeah.
it's very important about getting them motivated, and if there's any problems, and maybe that whole courtship started with the bus driver. Who knows?
Yeah.
But, I'm
Yeah.
glad it worked out. So, well, let's go ahead and talk about your position then at Metro North and
Yeah.
also Sharp Creek. So tell us a little bit about your path as far as getting to this position now. I know, like I said, you graduated from college now, you've done some other things, but just your path to getting here to be
Yeah.
social worker.
So like I said, graduated in 2013 from Northfield. And I went all my years in school. I went to Sharp Creek and then to Northfield. So once I graduated, I went to Hanover College and got my bachelor's. My major was sociology. Then I had a minor in philosophy and Spanish as well. And then once I graduated with my bachelor's degree, I thought, well, I might as well go on and get my master's in something. And I've always enjoyed talking to people. I think I'm pretty good at talking to people. So I thought, why not be a therapist and help other people out? Because that's I've got a heart for helping other people. I feel like that's what I was called to do and what I'm good at. So I researched different programs, and I found that getting my master's in social work, I could help other people, be a therapist, but it also opened a lot of other doors for me as well. So I got my master's in social work from IU out of Fort Wayne, and I interned at the hospital in Wabash. I interned at Rains and Rainbows in Wabash County. They do equine assisted therapy. And then once I graduated, my first job with my master's was a family therapist at White's. But I've always kept my eye open for a position at the school because I felt like I just gained so much from MSD that I wanted to give back to my community. And this position came available, and I thought, oh my gosh, I would be perfect for it. Why not try and apply for it? So I did, and I got the job, and I started in November, and it's going along pretty well. So
yeah. Well, we're glad that you're here, and we're glad that you've had those experiences, because bringing those experiences will even help you with the students at the school. And it's interesting, you said November, and I think that's when you actually were engaged too. So
Yeah.
November is one of those years, even though 2020 has been very challenging, that's going to be a great year for you.
Yeah.
And also 2021. So tell us a little bit about the school setting, what a social worker does in the school setting. A lot of people probably don't know that. So
Yeah.
go ahead and talk to the audience about that.
So with the school social worker, I feel like I wear many different hats. I provide a lot of emotional support for the students as well as faculty. I provide guidance lessons to help all of the students develop their social and emotional intelligence. But I think most importantly, my job is just to provide a safe place at school for every student if they need it. A person to talk to, somebody to comfort them, and somebody to help them succeed emotionally that can help them succeed academically.
Okay. So that's one of the questions I was going to ask you. So maybe expand on that a little bit. So we talk a lot about social and emotional needs of students, and actually the social and emotional intelligence of the students. So what's the comparison, or how does that interact with each other when we talk about academic performance?
Yeah.
Expand on that a little bit.
Well, so social and emotional intelligence is really important because it's basically what it is it helps us to understand how we're feeling emotionally, to understand how other people are feeling emotionally, picking up on social cues, and then also regulating your emotions. So I know that we have a lot of students that struggle with regulating these really strong emotions, and so I help them do that. How it's important academically is if your emotions are a mess inside, how easy is it to focus in the classroom? And it's not, honestly. So being able to understand how you're feeling and to regulate that helps to concentrate and perform better academically. You know, we can have somebody that's very, very intelligent, but then struggle socially and emotionally, and then, in fact, they struggle in the classroom setting. So.
Okay.
Yeah, and it just helps with friendships as well, and that's an important part of school. So.
Yeah. I like to use the word sometimes that we have to filter it, and you use the word, now I just forget the word you used. You used the word not
Regulate.
regulate.
Yeah.
So would you say filtering and regulating are about the same, or is that different?
Yeah, so regulating, when I talk about that, what I'm saying is somebody that is feeling out of control on the inside, and oftentimes that translates to outside, and then outbursts and disruptions in class. So being able to regulate, in my mind, is just being able to come back down to like a base level, a normal. Whereas I think filtering is being able to be that normal, but then also not blurting out things.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So how can families help, the students foster their social emotional intelligence in their children at home?
Yeah. Well, so people learn social and emotional intelligence from two primary sources. First being parents at home, and then second at school. So being able to work together with your school, I think, is important. But talking about your emotions, I think, is a really important part that parents can do, talking about emotions, leading by example. So trying to recognize when you yourself are feeling dysregulated and need to calm down. And then also just helping them develop ways to calm down. So whether that be to teach them to be able to deep breathe, or to utilize some self-grounding techniques, which is kind of just like taking in your sensations and then grounding yourself into the present moment. It sounds crazy, but it works. And so I think it's just really important for kids to be able to do that, so that then they can focus better in class.
Okay. Well, you're giving us a lot of techniques right now that we'll have to talk about maybe
Yeah,
more later.
yeah, of
but
course.
I appreciate your time here today. And just remind all of our parents and the people that are watching that if you have students that go to Sharp Creek Elementary or Metro North Elementary, they can get a hold of you there and help with different situations. And again, we're just very happy that you're here.
Yeah.
And appreciate all that you do, and just good luck in the rest of this school year, and of course wedding coming up in June.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So as always at MSD of Wabash County, dream big and work hard.
Oh, hey Wade, it's Andrea with Wabash Marketplace, and I'm here to give you some updates on what's happening in downtown Wabash. We have a few exciting things, but the first I want to tell you about is our new Lucky and Lit t-shirts. They're on sale right now for pre-order only. So if you're wanting to get one of these fabulous St. Patrick's Day t-shirts, order them now, only on our website, wabashmarketplace.org. They're $20, and they get free pickup in downtown, or for $5, you can have them shipped anywhere you want, anywhere in the U.S. We'll stick with U.S., yeah. So if you're wanting to celebrate with us, there's going to be a fun opportunity on March's first Friday to wear that shirt and have a chance to win something. So stay tuned for more details on that. Another new addition we have in downtown is that we have curbside pickup available. We've had this option for a long time, basically since the pandemic began, but the street department actually has reserved 2 parking spots for us in downtown, one on Canal Street, sort of near Pizza King and the alley walk there, and then one on Market Street, close to Market Street Square and Downtown Nutrition. So if you are coming into town and you have little kids in the car and you don't want to get out, you can pull into one of those reserved parking spots and then call the business and let them know that you're at the reserved parking spot for curbside pickup. So super handy, new reserved parking in downtown. The last thing I want to tell you about is that Charlie Creek Inn has done some really awesome new things this year, and they have swapped the wine and cheese shop and the ice cream and candy shop. So there are new locations now. The wine and cheese shop is open and ready for customers in the new larger space that was the candy shop. And they can hold up to 40 people now in that space. They have an awesome new featured whiskey section. So if you want to go in and try some bourbons and some different things, they've expanded their cheese selection and they've expanded their craft beer selection by double. So come on to downtown, check it out, see what else is new, and do a little shopping and a little dining. See you soon.
Back on This Week in Wabash, and Beverly Ferry, again with us from Living Well in Wabash County. And want to talk about this Valentine thing you got going on. I've been hearing love is in the air, so tell us more.
Well, we like to emphasize with Valentine's Day, the friendships. So many people that we serve and work with have experienced grief, and sometimes multiple griefs. Like they've remarried and that spouse died. So we really emphasize the friendship of Valentine's Day. So we've always had, this has been going back 10 years. We've had little clotheslines in the senior center, and everybody would decorate a Valentine bag. You remember how in school you did the box or something? So we've done this for years. And then we always had Valentines, and people would address them and put them in everybody's bag. Well, you can't do that with COVID. With everything, like with everything else, you have to rethink it. So it's somewhat complicated, but this week's The Paper and then also last week's The Paper, in our full page ad, we have all the directions that you have to do. So if somebody wants to, let's say they want to maybe write out 50 Valentines for us, that's great, because that's hopefully what we'll have. And then we just get a hold of us and we'll make an exchange. Like probably they could tell us like when they want to drop it off at the senior center. Mm-hmm. If a senior wants to participate as a senior and get Valentines as well, the first step is to let us know by Friday the 29th, because that's our deadline for the sign up to receive a Valentine. And then we will call you. Jan Mattern is going to call you on the 1st, anybody who signed up for it to participate. And she'll let you know how many Valentines to expect. And it may be 5 people, it may be 10, it may be 2 or 3. I don't know. But the staff and I will try to do more than that for as many people who sign up for the party. Gotcha. So we're doing 2 things. We have the drive-through party on the 11th, and then we have the Valentine exchange. So you can still sign up for our drive-through party and not do the Valentine exchange with other seniors. That's fine. So I would like to throw out the challenge to this has been a difficult year for everyone, but especially for people who live by themselves and people who maybe were used to having contact. They haven't been able to see their families, that kind of thing. And so I thought it would be a great idea for people to just send Valentines to us, and we will give them to the different seniors. If you want to send 2 or 3, that's fine. But we'll make sure people get Valentines. And here's the strangest thing about Valentine's Day. When you do it kind of like how you did in school, you are a kid again. Yeah. You are so excited, even though it's a store-bought Valentine and they didn't have your name on it. It was just, they signed it. It is so cool. It's one of my favorite things that we do. And it's just nice. It's just a feel-good thing. And we've never opened it up like this to the public, but we had to think of another way to do it because of COVID. And if anybody wants to help, we throw some candy in there, wrapped candy. We'll throw in some Valentines. We'll have some little goodies like Valentine pencils or whatever. But we, make it like a little holiday. And it's very similar to kind of what you experienced when you were a kid in school, but we do it on the, the grown-up version, and it's really just exactly like it was when you were a kid.
That's exciting. That's fun.
It is.
Yeah.
And it is surprising to you the first time you do it, when you realize you're reading the cards and you're enjoying them and thinking those are store-bought, but it brings a lot of joy and fun. It
Yeah.
breaks up the winter.
That's cool, and that's obviously what you try to do on a daily basis.
Mhm.
We're gonna dive into what the Living Well in Wabash County does more and more. It'll be a special segment each week on This Week in Wabash. We look forward to talking to you every week. Next week, can we talk a little bit more about this writing contest thing?
Oh, the winter writing contest. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. We'll look forward to that and all these other things. We've got, like 48 weeks to talk about things this year, so let's do it. That's awesome. All right. Well, thank you very much for your time, and we'll check in with you next week on This Week in Wabash.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Bye.
All right. So currently, folks 70 plus can call that 211 or go online and register for a time, right?
Yeah, right now, as of yesterday, you can go back on to ourshot.gov. I'm going to check while we're on here real quick, Wade, and make sure that there are still appointments available, because last time I checked was about 5 o'clock last night. So if you go to ourshot.gov, you'll put in your zip code, click on the Wabash County, pops up, says schedule appointment, brings up today's date, click find next available appointment. February 4th, we have appointments available from 4:40 to 6:50. And then Saturday the 6th, we've got appointments from 10:20 to 2:50. That clinic only goes till 4 o'clock. And if I go to the following week, that's when we start Wednesdays. There's appointments Thursdays, appointments Saturday. They've only got this opened up out to February 22nd. So we're moving to Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday appointments next week.
Okay.
And the month of February has appointments available, except for February 3rd. It's already booked.
So appointments available means we'll have enough vaccinations to go.
Yeah, we're going to have enough doses. They're not, the state's running this appointment site, and they will not schedule any more appointments than the number of doses of vaccine we're supposed to get.
Okay.
Now, there is some trepidation at the state level and even here at the local level. President Biden said he's going to release all the vaccines. So the federal government was holding back second doses.
Mm-hmm.
And if they release that, there's some trepidation. Are we going to get the vaccine for the second vaccines? So that's being, thought about at the state, and how do we schedule and everything like that. So, you read a report that says they're cranking out enough of the Moderna vaccine that they should be able to have those second doses available. You can't get it any earlier than 28 days from your first shot.
Yeah.
You can get it a few days later. So we're not due for any second vaccinations until February 12th. That'll be 28 days from last Thursday.
Okay.
It's actually more than that, but we couldn't go any earlier, so that's when we're going to do the second doses. And then still up in the air, we've been told that we'll be doing first and second doses simultaneously on the same days. We'd originally scheduled the week of February 12th, Friday the 12th, is a separate day just for second doses, and then the following Tuesday, the 16th, we scheduled second doses. So we're going to keep those, but it's still up in the air. We may have to incorporate second doses in with first doses.
What are you hearing about lowering the age now below 70? Do you know when they'll be able to start? Do you have any idea?
A week ago they said we'd probably do that in 2 weeks. We're getting a lot of shots in the arms of those folks that are in the age range 70 years and up. I'm not sure. I think we had 26 people on our call list, and I believe all but a couple of them have gotten scheduled. They've been sending emails or left voicemails if we couldn't get a hold of them yesterday saying, hey, calendar's opened up, go ahead and get on and get scheduled. So I don't know. That's again, this is all dictated by the State Department of Health, so we'll see when they give that word, then the floodgates will open, I think.
Yeah,
and we'll need a lot more appointments, but we've been pretty nimble through this whole thing with any changes that have been made and everything, and Maryland's got a few people on this morning on this Teams meeting. It looks like there's about 10 or 12 trying to appoint a coordinator, so we got one person in charge, and we got a couple of Parkview nurses on there, and Keith Walters and I in Maryland on that team meeting, and Adam Penrod from Manchester. So that's coming together, and many volunteers and people that are willing to help and get these things out there. So it's working well.
All right. And then, again, you've had about a week to figure this thing out a little bit better. Are there still any possibilities of folks getting on a list in case there are no shows?
Yeah, we still got a list available. Yesterday, I think we had 90. I can tell you real quick. We had 93 people on that list, and out of that, 29 of them I went through yesterday evening, and they had scheduled appointments either here or somewhere else.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure that is known, because there are some folks from Wabash going to Peru or Huntington or Marion.
Yep.
So,
yeah, and there's there's people from Peru coming here, and there's people from Huntington coming here because they were able to schedule an appointment. You don't have to come to the Wabash Clinic.
Right.
You can schedule in any surrounding county if there's appointments available. So if you go to that rshot.in.gov site, I'm looking right now. Miami County has appointments, Grant County, Health Department, Huntington County, Howard County. Everybody around us looks like they have appointments available. So if, say you're going to Fort Wayne for something and you want to stop in Huntington at their health department on the way back. Now, wherever you go to get your first vaccine, they'll schedule your second vaccine before you check out. So you're going to have to go back there. That's something to keep in mind also.
Right.
We had somebody come to the vaccine clinic that I think it was Saturday and said, well, we're going to be in Florida after such and such a date. Can we get it down there? And we're like, no, you need to come back here, because we can't guarantee wherever you're going is going to have the Moderna vaccine. They may have Pfizer down there. Who knows?
Yeah.
Well, you have to get the second dose of whichever vaccine you got the first time. So that's only one issue. People that go to Florida for the winter time, you might want to hold off.
Yeah.
Or if you're taking a vacation by chance, or if you're traveling and you're not going to be available in 28 days, you're going to be out of the state or whatever. If you're going to be gone an extended period of time, that's something to think about.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Make sure you're available in a month to get your second dose.
Absolutely. Thank you for watching another edition of This Week in Wabash. We'll do it again next Friday, January 29th at noon on 1059thebash.com and all of our Facebook pages.